Malaysia's maritime legal system is a comprehensive framework that harmonizes international conventions, national statutes, and regional ordinances to regulate navigation, safety, environmental protection, and marine governance across peninsular Malaysia, Labuan, Sabah, and Sarawak. This integrated system ensures that the nation's maritime operations conform to international standards set by the International Maritime Organization, IMO, which governs shipping safety and environmental protection through conventions such as the International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea, SOLAS, the International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships, MARPOL 73/78, and the Standards of Training, Certification, and Watchkeeping for Seafarers, STCW. These conventions are domesticated through several acts by the Director of Marine under the Malaysia Marine Department, Jabatan Laut Malaysia, JLM. At the core of Malaysia's maritime legal structure lies the Merchant Shipping Ordinance 1952, MSO 1952, the principal legislation governing maritime activities in peninsular Malaysia, and the Federal Territory of Labuan, with certain provisions extended to Sabah and Sarawak to ensure national consistency in areas such as ship registration, pollution prevention, and maritime safety. Also known as the Ordinance Perkapalan Saudagar 1952, this ordinance forms the legal backbone for ship registration, licensing, manning, marine pollution control, navigation, and enforcement. Part 1, Introductory, Sections 1 to 10, defines the law's scope and empowers the Minister of Transport and the Director of Marine to regulate shipping operations consistent with IMO conventions and SOLAS safety requirements. Part 2A, Registry, Sections 11 through 65, extended on the 1st June 1991, mandates that all ships operating in peninsular Malaysia and Labuan be registered under the Malaysian Ship Registry, ensuring ownership accountability and compliance with national safety and tonnage standards. Art 2B, Domestic Shipping Licensing Board, Section 65A to 65U, also extended on the 1st June 1991. Establishes the Domestic Shipping Licensing Board, DSLB, which issues domestic shipping licenses for vessels navigating within Malaysian waters. These licenses are granted only to ships meeting both national and international maritime standards. Part 3, Ship Personnel, and Part 4, Passenger Ships, though not yet enforced, incorporate provisions of the STCW and SOLAS conventions, providing the basis for professional certification of seafarers and safety measures aboard passenger ships. Part 5, Maritime Transport Safety and Security, Sections 249A to 306A, extended on 24 December 2008, enforces the International Safety Management ISM Code, empowering the Director of Marine to inspect and detain unsafe or non-compliant vessels. Part 5A, Pollution from Ships, Sections 306B to 306R, also extended on 24 December 2008, incorporates the MARPOL Convention into Malaysian law, prohibiting illegal discharges of oil or harmful substances into national waters. Violations under this part carry penalties of fines and imprisonment, ensuring accountability for marine environmental protection. Other segments, such as strong load line and loading, delivery of goods, liability and insurance, and wreck and salvage, enhance ship stability, cargo safety, and owner responsibility. While provisions like strong Section 491, Control of Shipping, and strong Section 519A, Supplemental, empower Jabatan Laut Malaysia to control vessel movements, issue port clearances, and enforce IMO regulations, p. In Sabah, maritime operations are governed by the Merchant Shipping Ordinance 1960, Sabah, which applies to all ships engaged in coastal trade within the state's jurisdiction. This ordinance requires under Sections 4 and 5 that all ship officers hold valid certificates of competency according to their rank, and it is an offense to employ unqualified officers. Section 19 ensures that every seaman signs a written employment agreement, promoting fair labor practices and accountability at sea. The Director of Marine is empowered under Sections 145 to 174 to detain unseaworthy vessels, regulate dangerous goods, and enforce international conventions. Non-compliance can lead to license cancellation, vessel detention, or fines. Similarly, the Merchant Shipping Ordinance 1960, Sarawak, mirrors the Sabah law but applies specifically to Sarawak's jurisdiction. It requires that all ships operating in Sarawak's waters be properly registered and licensed under Section 3, and that shipmasters, mates, and engineers meet competency standards as outlined in Sections 4 to 7. Employment contracts and wage conditions for seafarers are detailed in Sections 19 to 37, safeguarding the welfare of maritime workers. Through Section 277E, the ordinance enforces international conventions such as SOLAS, while Parts 9 and 10 empower the Director of Marine to detain unsafe vessels, investigate maritime violations, and prosecute offenders. Complementing these core laws is the Federation Light Dues Act, 1953, Act 250, which ensures the funding and maintenance of Malaysia's lighthouses and navigational aids. Under Section 3.1, every vessel entering Malaysian ports is required to pay light dues up to 10 times a year, except for government ships, warships, and fishing boats, as exempted under Section 3.3. To enforce payment, Sections 4 and 5 authorize the collector to detain or seize ship components until dues are settled, while Section 6 establishes the Light Dues Board to manage the Light Dues Fund. This fund is used to maintain navigational facilities, ensuring maritime safety and smooth navigation. Any attempt to evade payment is punishable by a fine of up to 1,000 ram under Section 9. Another significant statute is the Langkawi International Yacht Registry Act 2003, Act 630, which establishes the Langkawi International Yacht Registry (LIYR) to promote Langkawi as a global yachting hub. This act differentiates between commercial and private yachts. Commercial yachts carrying fewer than 12 passengers must adhere to specific safety and manning standards, while private yachts carrying more than 12 passengers are required to obtain a passenger certificate under the MSO 1952. The Director General of Marine has the authority to detain or revoke the registration of yachts that fail to comply with regulations. Severe violations can result in deregistration or financial penalties. Through this act, Langkawi has become a safe, internationally recognized destination for leisure and recreational sailing activities. Besides the main maritime laws, the Petroleum Safety Measures Act, 1984, Act 302 is also important. It controls how petroleum is stored, transported, and handled to keep people and the environment safe. Section 19 states that anyone who wants to store or handle petroleum must have a license. Section 20 requires all petroleum containers to be clearly labeled with information about the owner and the contents. Transporting petroleum, whether by road, rail, water, or pipeline, must follow strict safety rules. For ships, petroleum can only be loaded or unloaded at approved ports and only with permission from the port officer. Doing these activities without a license is an offense and may lead to fines or jail. Under Section 22, any accident involving petroleum must be reported to the minister within 24 hours. If not, the license can be canceled, the goods may be seized, and legal action can be taken. To strengthen enforcement, the Petroleum Safety Measures Amendment Act 1991 was introduced, reinforcing the original act by tightening regulations concerning petroleum handling, storage, and transportation throughout Malaysia. Section 8.2 of the amended act prohibits the storage, transportation, or use of petroleum without a valid license from the controller. while ensuring that all facilities meet approved safety standards to prevent fire or explosion risks. Section 23(1) provides for penalties of up to Rm $10,000 in fines, or 2 years imprisonment, or both, for individuals who fail to comply. This amendment ensures stricter enforcement to safeguard public safety, property, and the environment from petroleum-related hazards. In conclusion, Malaysia's maritime laws through the Director of Marine and alignment with IMO, SOLAS, and MARPOL conventions. These laws protect human life, secure maritime trade, and preserve the marine environment, upholding Malaysia's reputation as a safe and responsible maritime nation. Thank you for watching. Make sure to learn new thing.